Hey guys, Puppet Mama here. Sorry, my thumb was in the way. Alright, today I'm going to be talking about, because it's almost the end of Halloween, and I'm going to be talking about the negative things that I've experienced from going vegan. And the first one is the most important, I guess. I had a word and it just went unsettling. That's a good one. And that is, I've been having trouble with my blood pressure. Alright, so little backstory. I've always had trouble with my blood pressure since I was a teenager. It's always been like low. And I was having these spells where I would pass out. There were times when I would pass out for just a little bit. I would just kind of go down. And then there were times when I just felt horrible, had no energy. I'd get up, I'd get dizzy. There were other times when I would pass out for longer, and when I came to, I couldn't see, I couldn't hear, and I couldn't remember where I was or what I was doing. And those were scary. And I later found out that those were actually like minor seizures. So this whole thing was like triggering some seizures, and there were times when I would just lose sight or lose hearing when I would get really stressed out, which were even smaller seizures. But it took them a few years to figure out what was going on, and it was my blood pressure. And it would drop suddenly, and it would drop when I was really stressed out, because I was sensitive to my own adrenaline. So that's fun. But since going vegan, I've had the opposite problem. And here's the thing. We've been eating a lot less salt, a lot less oil, because for the most part, when I'm cooking at home, we are doing a whole food, plant-based, no oil, very minimal salt diet. And then when we go out, not so much, but we don't go out that much. So it started running a little high within the first week, and then the second week was when we had to go to the doctor, and it got really high because I was really stressed, and it was like right just under critical, where I would have to go to the doctor. And I managed to get it down through meditation and lots of potassium food. And I've been continuing to eat lots of potassium foods, but it's just not getting under 120/80. Like, the lowest it's been was 124/83. And like I said, the highest it's been is just under critical. And I just seem to not be able to get it out of the 130s over 90s. So I may need to go to a doctor and see if they can put me on blood pressure medicine until I can get it in better shape. I'm not sure if you guys know of any, like, I've looked up natural ways to get it down, and I'm doing all of that. I don't know what it is, because you would think eating all these plants, eating all these beans, eating all these bananas, that it would, that I'd be having the same problems that I've always had, that I had in high school, especially when I was a teenager, and I'm not. And so I don't know. It's a mystery. But let's see. Like, I remember when we started doing this, when we started doing this, I was going through maybe a smallish, like this big container of salt in 2 or 3 months, and it was down to here. And this month it's still down to here because I've used so little salt. And like, I'm not even using a lot of soy sauce or low sodium soy sauce. We've even gone down on our use of coconut aminos, which has even less sodium. So I really don't know. So we were going through like 2 bottles of that a week, and now we're doing less than a bottle a week. So I don't know. Like I said, if you have any ideas, comments down below. But don't be mean. There's no point in that. So the next thing, bad thing that I've noticed is my sleep, which I had gotten to where I was not sleeping great. I would never say I've slept great. We gotta find just the perfect place to poop. Lassie, not me. Lassie, find a place. Anyway. But I got to where, oh no, you got a stick stuck to you. I'm dragging it. Anyway, I got to where if I went to bed at 10:30, I could usually sleep through the night until about 6. Now, if I go to bed at 10:30, I might sleep till 4. If I go to bed before that, I'm going to wake up at 2 or 3. Not digging that. I don't know how to fix that because I'm already taking melatonin and always have. And you would think eating more carbs that I would be ready to go to bed at night, but it's not working. The other bad thing was, like, I told the boys and they were all for it, and that made me really happy and excited. And you know, even when, because they loved eggs, even when I told them, I'm like, it's not going to be any eggs, they thought about it for a minute, and then they're like, okay, will there be beans? Because they love beans. And I'm like, yeah, it's all the beans you want. And they're like, yay, beans. Yay, tofu. Except now Alex has found that tofu makes his stomach feel weird, so we're not doing a lot of tofu. Because I don't want his tummy to feel weird. You are dragging the sticks today, baby. But when I told Lydia she was not as enthusiastic. She was not happy about it. She was very, I don't know, like, I wouldn't say upset. She was upset about her computer. And so that did not help the situation, but it was like, it was a big change. She wasn't ready for it. And then on top of that, it was, you know, she was worried about her issues with food and whether she was going to get enough iron, because we were taking a vitamin with iron. And so I'm like, look, the vitamin that we're taking is actually vegan already, and you can continue to take it. But then I, you know, typed everything into Chronometer, and I showed her, I'm like, look, we're getting more iron than we were when we were eating meat. And she was amazed. And then it took a few days. We talked a lot about it, and like I said, I think part of it had to do with the computer, and that was a big part of it, because that was just a mess and a bad time. But I also think she was worried about how her friends were going to perceive it and act, and you know, maybe even that she might lose some friends over it. And thankfully her friends have been awesome, because she has, you know, she doesn't have a lot of friends, and most of them are online, but they've been very open-minded about it, and very, you know, encouraging, and just, you know, been great. And I just love her friends. So if any of you guys are watching, I love you guys so much. And thank you for being so open-minded about it. I know you guys are just a bunch of open-minded, awesome friends, and so just want to let you know how much I appreciate you guys for being good friends to my daughter. So that's all I can really think of on the downside of going vegan. I'm hoping, like, just keeping an eye on my blood pressure and continuing to eat this way, that, you know, things are going to kind of come back to an even keel and everything. But I don't know, because I know a lot of people within like 2 weeks of going vegan have gone off most of their medication. So I'm just really not sure. Alright guys, I'm gonna let you go. This video's running a little long, and I'm sorry about that. Love you guys so very much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna talk about the good side of going vegan, and hopefully it won't be a long video, but there's a lot of good. Alright guys, see you tomorrow. Bye.